Hi everyone, welcome to your November 2016 reading. Thank you for everyone who watched and shared and subscribed last month. I really appreciate you being here. So this month we'll do our usual 5 cards. I'm going to be using the Mary L. Tarot deck. So if for those of you who draw cards for yourself but you're unfamiliar with this deck, this is a wonderfully non-traditional deck. It is surprisingly untraditional. So I actually, for several months, I only used this reading for personal readings because it's a very deep deck and it's a little bit more difficult to unlock. But once you do, and I actually started, I mostly used it for like 1 to 3 card readings because each card holds like multiple dimensions within it. So I highly recommend this deck for anyone who wants to kind of go deeper and further in their tarot work. You'll draw cards and be kind of amazed by the image because it can sometimes kind of blow your mind and be totally opposite from some of those traditional Rider-Waite inspired images. So I'll be using this deck this month. It's called the Mary L. again. And as usual, I'll be drawing a card from the Wild Unknown Spirit Animal deck, which gives us a guide to ground us in our journey in this coming month. And also a card from the Sacred Symbols Oracle, which offers some higher wisdom advice. All right, so I'll get this party started and draw those cards for you. All right, let's see what we got. The World, Queen of Wands, 7 of Discs, all upright, Buffalo, and Truth. Okay, so this month we're beginning with the World card. So the World wonderfully takes off where last month's reading with the Cosmic Egg left off. Remember that Cosmic Egg was opening us to glimpses and tiny little experiences of feeling the cosmic connections of all things and our own connection, where we fit into that. So the Dancer in the World card is dancing and just embracing this connection, and she's dancing in the fabric of that cosmic energy. So what the message that this card is bringing for us this month is that what you do, your actions, profoundly impact not just yourself, but the whole world. That everything you do is connected to everything everyone else is doing. And so be able to choose your actions in a way that are aligned with who you feel like you are and what you feel like your real purpose is. And when you do this, it's not about ego. So the ego disintegrates, and in its place, your actions are aligned with your greater connection to all. With that divine connection comes in, and the ego kind of melts away. So this is a pretty tremendous, wonderful message to receive this month, coming from last month where we were really kind of balancing some emotions and energies that were feeling a little bit difficult. And moving from the World to Queen of Wands, which really kind of continues this message of really owning and sitting confidently in who you are, in your own unique source of energy. So this queen, she is the most at home with her royalty. And she really just allows herself to be who she is and sits grandly in that. And so this queen really teaches us to follow our intuition and to follow our passion and let our passions fly and to trust that. So as you can see, she's got this cat in her lap. And when I was looking at this card, it reminded me of the typical image on the Strength card with that big lion, the woman who was opening the lion's mouth. And I know this isn't a lion, but I still think of this it's a baby, the cat is a baby, and so to the Queen of Wands, it's like, oh, that little wild animal, I can tame that, that's just a little baby, that's just a furry little creature. I am so much more powerful than that wild beast. Let me, pet it and nurture it and bring it into being. So that's what we're doing this month, is that we are really coming into a source of power that is greater than some of the lesser known and lesser controlled and familiar parts of ourselves. And so feeling that trusting that we can really nurture those parts of ourselves and not let them control us. So the queen by doing this, by really owning all of her and not being afraid of her passion, of allowing her passion to lead her, she leads others. She inspires others. She speaks her truth. And I'm going to say that word a lot during this reading because we received the truth card. So she speaks her truth without any fear. She knows that through being vulnerable, through being herself, she's being profoundly courageous. And so following that, don't be afraid to speak your truth this month. In fact, the cards and the guides are encouraging us to really, really sit in our truth. So if you're feeling a bit shy about, coming full out into the world and speaking who you are, sit in your truth and get to know your truth, because your truth is what will carry you through. Your truth is what will lead you and allow the other parts of yourselves to become unified and to feel whole and to feel connected to that cosmic source, which we saw in the World card. Okay, so now if you're thinking, Charlotte, that sounds all very well and good, but I know I'm not going to be able to maintain that for all month, or it just sounds too idealistic. Okay, well, I got some advice for you, and no, you're not going to be able to maintain that all month, because we are human beings and we get caught up in the little details of everything and in our emotions and all those things. So yes, we do have some very human grounding advice for us all this month. And the key word here is going to be patience, 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 patience with yourself. So 7 of Discs comes through with the buffalo. 2 very, very earthly grounding cards for us. So the 7 of Discs is telling us that through this work that you're doing on a higher level, through kind of corralling your passion, directing your energy, getting to know your truths, you are actually working beneath the surface. So things are building, things are coming into being, but you may not see them yet. So they're not surfacing yet. And so it is time to be patient and to have trust with the process that is happening. So as you can see beneath the mountains, there's magic being created in power that will eventually come to the surface. It's not ready to come to the surface yet. So don't be dismayed when things feel a little quiet maybe in the outside world, which is normal for November, where we've just gone through a major process of release, and now it is time to get quiet and to nurture the little seed of our being, because we've pruned away all the excess last month. So now we're nurturing that little seed and feeding it, and so they can grow again. And the buffalo teaches us about the long journey. This is a card that I've actually pulled many times for myself in the last few months, so I've gotten to know it well. So the buffalo has a inherent connection to the earth and to spirit at the same time. And the key to the buffalo is that they take the easiest route. They don't make things harder on themselves than it already is. And so think about this in your work, in your life, in your trials and tribulations that you're encountering. Are you making things harder for yourself than you need them to be? Are you getting yourself kind of psyched out, or causing yourself anxiety, or putting obstacles in your way just so you can feel like you're working harder? Because if you're working harder, then it shows that you're doing a good job, which that's feeding the ego, right? That's not really serving your end goal. So don't make things harder than they are. If it's quiet, it needs to be quiet. Some parts of the journey are incredibly long and quiet, and there's nothing much is happening. So that's the buffalo teaches us about that part of the journey as well, that there's all these winding pathways that the buffalo takes. The buffalo will go all the way around something instead of trying to climb up over it, even though it's going to take longer to get there. So this month, as you're taking one step and then another step, and you're not feeling like much is happening, remember that there's a lot happening beneath the surface, as we saw in the Seven of Discs, right? And so be able to connect to your journey by keeping your awareness in the present moment, in that physical journey of taking one step and then another step and then another step, as slow as it might be, being present in that process while knowing that in the background there's this amazing connection happening. It allows you to then to kind of separate that conscious brain activity of being very present with the process of movement, of slow, steady movement. And then the unconscious part of you will be alive and full of activity as you're gaining spiritual understanding, as you're getting to know your truth, as your truth is coming forward, and as you're gaining confidence in being able to, in sitting with your truth and allowing yourself to feel that connection to your inherent power and wisdom and energy that makes you you. So that's your reading for this month. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe to my channel, or you can visit me at dreamintuition.com for tarot readings and for online e-courses, self-study e-courses on tarot and dream work. And you can check out my blog, where I post lots of articles on reading tarot for yourself for the purpose of self-discovery. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next month.